What's going on, everybody? It's your boy ForexFunded coming at you with another Forex market, gold market educational video. As always, the links will be in the description. Join our free Discord, check out my Instagram, like the video, share the video, share the Discord. But yeah, we have a couple other videos that are already posted on the YouTube along with our normal weekly analysis. However, I plan on doing a lot more free lessons for everybody. Um, the lesson for today is going to be market structure because apparently a lot of you guys don't understand how to properly read market structure. So we're just going to take this gold chart. We're not going to go and say, oh, back here when we know what's happening or when we know what happened. We're going to go to current price and talk about it. Okay. So as we all know, we'll go to a 4-hour chart. As we all know, gold is stuck in a sideways consolidation. It has been since the low was made on October 28th. I have seen some people saying this is bearish price action. I don't see it that way personally, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. That way, hopefully, you are able to properly look at the market. So, where is my little brush? Okay, so we have our high and then a lower high. That doesn't matter though, right? Then we have a massive sell-off. So you can say that here is your high. Here is your low. Okay, cool. What happened then? Then you left a lower high. After that lower high, what did you do? You came all the way down. Technically, this also is a higher low, but then you left a lower high. So it's end of the week, so anything can happen. We're not getting into that, though. We're getting into the big structure, not the internal. After that big, massive sell-off, you have a low. Also not getting into internal structure, but the way I see things, which we will get into internal structure, but I see this as a lower high, which would make this a higher high. But for the sake of not talking about the internal structure, we'll call this just a high, not a lower high, not a higher high, just a high. We have your low. I cannot draw with a mouse. We know this. We'll call this a low. What happened then? Okay, price came to here. What is that? That is a higher low. Then what happened? Oh, you broke your high. That means this is a higher high. All right. Then what happened? Also, internal structure. Boom. Higher low. I sound like Dory. Okay. Now, we're still in the middle of a move, but what is this structure on a 4-hour chart? Right. It is a consolidation that has a bullish bias. Okay. Now, I talked about internal structure, so let's go to a lower time frame. If you're taking a look on a 1 hour, it's going to be easier to see internal structure once you're on a lower time frame, right? So here you can see the same thing. You have a low, oh, this is a higher low. Then you leave a lower high. Then here you break your lows. You broke the prior higher low. You established a new low. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? That is your market structure. Now, if you recall, This high that was right here, it doesn't need to go that far. This high, when we were on 4 hour, I said we won't get into it, but this is an internal structure break, right? We just outlined where the lower highs are. So we broke higher. Okay, I didn't mention it because people just, I didn't mention it, right? I didn't go into detail. We're going into detail about it now, right? So that is your first bullish sign, okay? Now, what happened after that? Right after that is when you pulled back. Did you pull back to a fib? I don't know. It really doesn't matter for the sake of this video, but you ended up tapping 78. Really good. Don't forget, we have a really good fib video on our channel. And you formed a double bottom and then you went up higher. Now, I'm not really the best at breaking down internal structure because I don't really work with internal structure. I work with whatever the main structure is, and if I just get fucked because internal structure fucks me, that's just, I chopped that up as part of the game, right? But that is your first confirmation that you should be looking for a bullish bias, whether or not you're selling. Because look, this right here is a scalper's market. Okay, if you're scalping, you're making more money than anyone who's buying and holding. It's simple, right? And if you look at that first break of internal structure, that is what has been used as resistance for a long time now, right? But that is internal structure, right? This is an internal lower high, right? I say internal because overall, on the grand scheme of things, this is your lower high. This is your low, right? Right here. So internally, you're going to also have market structure, whether it's a lower, like on a lower time frame. You get what I'm saying? So hopefully that clears up things for you guys on how you should be looking at the market. Right now, we'll go into it further. Right, we'll stay on this 1 hour because it doesn't matter what fucking time frame you do it on. Right. So, as I was mentioning, right, if here is your low, and then here is your high, right? We're just calling. I said we're calling it a high. That way we don't trigger people, right? Even though you do have this break of structure, right? Okay, start from there. What happened? Okay, you pulled back. So this would have been your first opportunity to continue bearish structure, but you didn't. You made a high. Now in there, this is where you start to develop that internal market structure where this right here is what fucked a lot of people up. Reason being is a lot of people saw, okay, well, you have a high, then you have a lower high, and you have a lower low, and then this also fucked people up too right here. And then you have a lower low, and then technically they see this as a lower high. So these are also lower highs, and then this is a lower low, right? Here's where they went wrong, okay? It's all about the internal structure, right? Internal structure tells me that here's my high, here's my low, right? Then what did I do? I pulled back, I left a lower high. I pushed down, I made a lower low. Then on my way back up, I left a lower high, right? I left a lower high. The high is lower, and then price came down and made a lower low. There's a lot of fucking. Okay, you know what? We're gonna get rid of that. Right, we're just gonna go with the most recent, where people got fucked up, myself included. Right, here is your lower high. Here is your lower low. Right, once you break it, that is bullish price action. Right. Problem is we're stuck in a consolidation with basically zero fundamental news for us to go anywhere, right? I'm not saying you need fundamentals to go somewhere, but right now when you're in a consolidation, you need a driving factor to get out, right? We can already talk about how the fact that if we can agree that this was our prior low from this phase that we already talked about, where you have a high and a low, that is a massive resistance, right? A resistance is a zone. It's not a specific price. So if you break above it, it's fine, right? You just want to continue. But all I'm trying to say is, to me, Breaking above here is a bullish sign, right? Now, what is the sign that things are not going too well? Well, it's the fact that you are unable to break, right? Lower high, lower high. You only broke one lower high. Now, look, I myself took a buy here. I made 150 pips and then I came back and got my break even hit because price was just not ready to go anywhere, right? Some people will see that as a failure, right? Myself, I don't see that as a failure, right? Here's why. Was price truly bearish? And what I mean by that is from this internal structure, did we break the low from the actual structure, right? From the main structure, right? That low would be right here. No, we didn't. All we're doing is consolidating. Just like how even here with this bullish push up where we had bought here and we bought here, we had a lot of buys this week, right? We have not extended the lower high, right? This is a lower high. We have not extended it. This is a lower high. Whoa, this is a lower high. We have not extended it. This is a high. That's our main goal, to break above 46, right? And go to 30, 41, 35. Cool. We are not, we're stuck in a sideways consolidation. Now, like I said, the internal structure really fucks people up, right? Like I said, even sometimes I fall victim to it. Now, coming into, end of the week price action, we'll keep this low here, right? Then we went up, and then we just fucked around, and here is your higher low. So until this breaks, you cannot say that we are bearish, right? You might be bearish on a 15-minute, on 5-minute, on a 1-minute, on a 1-hour chart, but on 4-hour chart, even on this 1 hour, you're not bearish, right? It's just anybody's market. Now here, what are we getting, right? We have a low, and then the internal structure, right? You have your low, and then you pulled back. So this is your lower high. Okay, what happened? You came all the way back to the bottom. You did not break the low, so there's no bearish signal. You pushed right back up really hard. What did you do? You extended the lower high, meaning this is now a high. This is the sign of bullish intention in the market, right? Still, internal market structure, because like I said, you got to look at the main high or the main low, right? So that's where I really started to get back in buys this week. And people were like, oh my God, well, you're leaving a lower high right here. Why the fuck are you trying to buy? Bro, okay, if we're trying to go bearish, then why aren't we coming all the way back down? Simple, right? Then what happens? From this new high that we made, this new high we made, we pull back. Okay, maybe you don't get in there. Here, you're confirming yourself again. We should be looking for buys. You leave you broke the low, right? So people get confused here too. But then you extend the high again, right? This is all consolidation price action. It's not meant for you to make money. It's meant to fuck you off. This is the best not the best. The first opportunity you have to follow the bullish structure and to take a buy, right? What do I mean by What do I mean by follow the bullish structure? Well, a bullish structure means you're making higher highs and higher lows. As I mentioned, if you're looking at the internal structure, these lows were broken, right? We have a low and then we have a high. The low was broken, so you can't say just with the internal structure that you should have bought here. If you look at the overall structure from your prior low to your high, you would have seen you got a perfect 50 fib rejection, right? But if you're not looking at the whole picture, if you're only looking at one picture, right, whether it be the internal or the external, this is the first time where you can say we have a high and then this low, pull a fib, same thing. Like I said, you got to go watch our fib video because here you have the same thing. You gap down to open up Thursday, Wednesday night of Asian session, and you just start respecting the golden zone. You go up to your extensions and then you pull back. Okay, cool. The pullback, did we break the low? Did we ever oh my God. We never broke the low. Oh my God, it's like I should still be trying to buy. Oh my God, right? Okay, so like I said, I say it to you guys all the time. I am not by no means a teacher. I'm a trader who attempts to help you guys learn to trade. So if this shit I'm saying doesn't make sense, that's probably my fault because I'm a shitty teacher, right? I'm not in the teaching industry. I'm in the trading industry. I'm just doing my best to help you guys. Um, but yeah, even today, look, today, last night we had a buy somewhere around here, like 85 to 89, and we were looking for higher prices. Like 24 was our first big target, right? Because if you look at, and also not part of the lesson, but if you look at where the majority of the taps on the upside come, it's like the 20 to 24 area. We just tapped into that again, right? But look what we did, right? Okay, remember. We were right here when we said market gap down and then got picked up 61, right? So that's your low, okay, right? That's your low, and then boom, you made a new high. You stopped here, okay, and you came all the way back down, but you left a higher low. So move your line, and then overall, what did you do? Oh my God, you extended the high again, and even in all of the internal structure, you did not break lower. Well, that's a little bit of a lie because, as I say, if you have a push up here, that means this is your low. This is your higher low of the internal structure, and you did end up breaking that, right? So this is why it's crucial to see all aspects of the market, whether that be the internal, the external, the fundamentals, the technicals, the everything, right? In the weekly analysis, I outlined my storyline for the market, right? That storyline I have also aids myself in having a bullish bias, right? Also, the reason why you should go watch the fib video, all right? You just go from the low to the high. You have another golden zone. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Just saying. In just to make it easy, real quick, since it's directly related to why I have a bullish bias, right? So if we have two fibs. If we have a long-term fib, right? Honestly, all we need is the fucking long-term fib. The long-term fib, right? And then the long-term bullish fib, right? From the look, you have consolidation, boom, boom, and then boom. Okay, so you're gonna want to use the last higher low, right? Perfect. Then you want to just mark up your 50 fib because it doesn't matter what fucking time frame, how big, how small the fib is. I'm always looking for golden zones, right? So that is my target for us to be able to buy and break these highs. I don't believe these highs are going to break until we touch 50 fib, right? Could be wrong. Now, how are we going to get there, right? Just like this healthy bullish trend needs a pullback, this, which technically, if you're looking at it on a daily chart, the bullish is the external and this bearish is an internal correction, right? This internal structure needs to be corrected too. So my storyline since for a week and a half now has been that we honestly, I think, yeah, the first time I said it was I believe I said it last week, but I know on this week's weekly analysis, I said how, it was Monday. I said how we had more of a chance to go up than down, right? We kind of wrong. I mean, we went big fat down to make the double bottom. But my storyline is that we need to break this consolidation and that we not need, but we'll break the consolidation to tap 50 fib, right? That way we get enough juice, enough early sellers out of the market or late sellers, however you think of it, right? People are trying to sell now, they're early, or if, they sold up here or here, they might get scared out, right? Get them out the market, give the trend some healthy correction, and then have a hard push to the downside to complete the bullish fib. And then likely from the bullish fib, because we also have daily EMA around there to find some support, have a nice big push up, and the first thing you're going to target is going to be the low, the highs that we leave here, right? Now, also, this is really, I'm going off track. Like I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm a fucking trader, and I have fucking ADHD, so I rant, right? This is like 7 lessons in one. The reason why it makes sense to me also, well, first of all, everybody knows seasonality on gold. You should know that for the most part, like 90% of the time, gold is bullish in December, right? So we have all of November to fuck around, tap this fib, and then fall. Because I believe early December, we will begin our bullish push up. Now, also, do we all think the government is still going to be shut down going into December? Me, no. I feel like sometime November, it'll get restored to its glory, or whatever the fuck you want to refer to it as. Now, when the government is shut down, we don't have NFP. Today, we were supposed to have NFP. And I believe they were also going to release the past NFPs that were lost, right? So think about this. Say all of this happens, no matter the timing, right? But say we're rejecting this area, this 50 fib, possibly even the 61 that's down here around 17, 37.40, I believe, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, December NFP comes. It's the perfect catalyst to manipulate price back to where they want the price and then just continue to trend, right? So basically what I'm saying is this entire move up and down will probably take most of November. And then I believe early December, we will see a massive push up and, you know, begin our run up to $5,000. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, consolidations are just a thing that we have in the market, right? Like here we had similar, right? We had just a trending market, and then boom, we have this big, like, this is all trending, nice, nice, nice. But then you have an expedited push up. This, if I remember correctly, I believe that was the Israel bullshit. I don't want to say bullshit. People say, "Oh my God, you don't support Israel." I don't know who the fuck I support. I support the United States. I don't give a fuck about these other countries, right? But basically, if you look at the consolidation here, right, low, high, what did we do? We tapped 50. We went all the way back up, left a lower high, and then came back down for 61. And then that's where you start making that bullish price action, right? So that's in a nutshell what I'm expecting for this consolidation. However, as you can see, this from your high to this prior, the last high or low, it took 120 days. So hopefully it don't take that long. But if it do, 120 days puts us at February, which is fine. We don't need to break this high anytime soon, right? Like I said, the storyline that I just painted for you guys is why I, have a bullish bias looking at the charts. But yeah, like I said, longer video than I intended it to be, but hopefully you guys took some gems from this, and hopefully, like I say, hopefully you're able to understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not a teacher by any means. I make my money trading, not educating. I'm just trying to help you guys because there are so many of these fucking gurus who you guys will fork your fucking life savings to, and they don't teach you fucking shit except for how to buy their next course. So yeah, if you found some value, share the video, post it on your story, tag my Instagram, join our Discord. It's free. Link in the bio, the description. But yeah, hopefully you guys had a wonderful week in the markets, and hopefully you join the family.